President Biden does yet another thing that makes him look an awful lot like Donald Trump in the light. President Joe Biden signs an executive order to crack down on asylum seekers at the U.S. southern border. This new order is going to shut off requests when the average number of daily encounters exceeds 2,500 people. Now, here's the thing. The average number has already exceeded 2,500. So this isn't some measure to stop us from future flooding. This is a measure designed to crack down on people crossing the border right now as we speak. And when that happens, a shutdown goes into effect. So basically, effective immediately, we're going to have a shutdown of anybody crossing the border. And if you cross the border, you will get expelled by border officials. Migrants who are expelled under the order will receive a minimum of 5-year ban on re-entry. So you get kicked out, you can't come back, and you might get criminally prosecuted. Biden is making this decision under the Immigration and Nationality Act. Now, there's all kinds of reasons that Biden is doing this. Is he concerned about people coming across the border too much? Maybe. But every election year, every 2 years, every 4 years, Republicans and Democrats play politics with immigration. Nobody wants to put forward a really effective bill. Nobody wants to advance legislation that actually fundamentally changes or fixes our problems. They all want to posture, stunt, and then wait for the elections to come, and then they disappear and act like they never talked about it again. Now, according to the Biden people, this is a response to inactivity by Congress on immigration. And to some extent, that's true, right? They had bipartisan frameworks in place for a reasonable immigration bill. Republicans in the Senate blocked it, as they always do. And so there is a kind of difficulty for Democrats, and particularly for the Biden administration, to navigate this effectively. I don't take any... I don't ignore that point, I'll just say. But at the same time, what we're seeing from the Trump administration from 2016 to 2020 isn't that different than what we're seeing right now in the Biden administration from 2020 until this very moment. We're seeing intense crackdowns on migrants. We're seeing intense crackdowns on quote unquote illegal immigration. We're seeing the criminalization of Mexican people and people from Central America. We are seeing an attempt, I would argue, to pander to the right. Because when you say we're going to deport nationals of Mexico or Cuba or Haiti or Nicaragua or Venezuela, when you say no more, stop coming in the country, when you have people like Kamala Harris, our vice president, standing in for the Biden administration saying, don't come. When you got all of that happening, you allow people who really don't want to vote for Trump, but just think liberals are too loose on these issues, to say, that's right, pump their fists and vote for Biden. Biden is doing what a lot of NBA point guards do. They fake left and go right. That's what he's doing right now. And no matter how much he fakes left, he's still going right. And so this isn't an easy policy to get through. In fact, it's going to face challenges. The ACLU is going absolutely to challenge the ban. And guess what? They challenged Trump's ban. And guess what? They were successful. So when Biden goes head to head with the ACLU on an immigration bill, when he's saying don't come and the ACLU is saying they need to come, he looks like a hero to the centrists. He looks like an acceptable candidate to the right, even if they pretend otherwise, because now he's staring down the ACLU. So if Biden is staring down the ACLU on immigration, and he's fighting the Arabs and the brown people and the Muslims and everybody else on Israel-Palestine, and he's standing with the police on these Blue Lives Matter missions, where he's saying we want to fund more police. Now we don't want to defund, we want to double fund. when he's standing on these issues, who the hell did y'all elect? What the hell do y'all think Joe Biden is? He's making it very clear that he is not. He is not a progressive candidate. Now, let me add this addendum. I'm not saying vote for Trump. I'm not saying ignore the threat of Trump. I'm not saying that we don't have to think very seriously about what the consequences are of 4 more years of Trump and that we don't have to do everything we can to stop Trump from entering office. That's fine. But let's not pretend that Biden is something that he isn't. And let's not stop applying pressure to Biden so we can get the kind of outcomes we want. Because what we're seeing right now from Biden on immigration and on asylum and on banning people and expelling people, that's a very cynical political move, but it's exactly what we should expect from Joe Biden.